Hey everyone, the time has finally come. The anticipation, all the practice, it all comes down to this. In approximately 6 hours, probably 7 hours actually, I'm getting back up to leave in the morning to go drive down to Rhode Island to fish in the Big Bass Challenge Championship. So I'm going to be fishing 2 days of practice, a day and a half, and that's going to be, this video is going to be practice day one. I'm heading down, going directly to the ramp, going to set up, going to get fishing, going to try to locate bass, try to figure things out, and then I'm going to move on, set up camp, and then move on to the next body of water. A little wrinkle on the tournament, I wanted to give an update. I used to think it was the 5 biggest fish, which is how the playoff format went. But what I actually found out is that it is the single biggest bass wins the tournament. So it's not a total of 5 fish, it is the biggest bass. So that's going to change my strategy a little bit. I'm going to have to figure out how to locate big bass and just keep catching bigger and bigger bass and working on culling up instead of working on putting together a 5 fish bag. So I've got some packing to do. I got some stuff to get ready here because I've got to get to bed because in the morning we're going to Rhode Island. Let's go.
Your destination is on the right.
It's a big bass. Good size one. Hell yeah. Well, oh shit. Well guys, that is how you do it apparently with the square bill. Not the type of bite I expected, to be honest with you, but I mean, it is cold weather, so it kind of makes sense. That's a solid bass. I am actually taking a picture. I know I said that the tournament doesn't start until Sunday, but I'm still in the Jigs and Bigs multi-species, and I need some bigger bass for that. So that's what we're gonna do here, is we're going to enter him into that tournament and get him on the board. He is a pretty good sized bass, 16 and a half. I'm not so sure what the pattern's going to be, or if this is even going to be my body of water, but one thing I'm noticing is that this place is super shallow compared to what the data says it should be. Essentially, this place should be about 8 to 10, 15 feet, depending on where I am. And looking at all the docks on the shoreline, there's probably 6 to 7 feet down from where it should be. So I'm not really sure exactly if they drew it down, because there is a dam on this body of water, or if it's just been a really low water year. But ultimately, it's going to change things a little bit because it's shallower water, which could work to my advantage because I could find them, but it could also be a disadvantage because it's going to be harder to locate bass because I can't fish the edges. So if they're on shallow water, it's going to be hard to tell because pretty much anywhere close to shore is so shallow that I can't even pedal drive, but there might be pockets that they're hiding in over there that I just won't find. So we're gonna continue to work reaction style baits, crankbaits, chatterbaits, square bills, and we're gonna see if we can pick up a few more bass. I'm actually gonna mark this spot, and we're gonna see if we can locate some more bass before I have to switch lakes for the day.
Three hours later.
Little midday check-in here. I only ended up with the one fish boated. I had 4 hooked that got off. Honestly, I'm okay with that because I was really planning on trying to quick release as many of them as I could, just in case I end up fishing that particular body of water in the competition. I'm not sure, honestly, if I will fish there. I wasn't super impressed. I think that place would be excellent during the summer, but they have drawn that place down probably 6 feet. I'm going to show you guys a picture right here to show you what I mean. So as you can see, that pontoon boat is on shore, and there was a lot of docks that look like they were probably normally touching the water that were 5 to 6 feet above the water line. So I'm guessing that they do a huge drawdown this time of year, which makes sense, a lot of reservoirs do. And what that does is it limits you to the middle of the lake. With 23 anglers, that means I'm gonna have to compete with a lot of people for not necessarily that much territory. Now that being said, I'm here at Wilson, which is the other small body of water that I wanted to fish today, mostly because it is so small and I'll have enough time tonight to really break it down. This body of water seems like one of those little hidden gem places, small place that people kind of overlook. And a lot of the times these small places do hold big bass because no one really puts in the time to bass fish it because they don't think that the big fish are here. So my strategy is going to be to work the edges with a square bill and a lipless, mix in a chatterbait and a swim jig, and I'm just going to keep moving and try to locate bass, mark waypoints, and really just kind of get a lay of the land. And then after that, we got 2 more bodies of water in the next episode to break down before we get to the competition. So I'm gonna get to it, and we're gonna see if we can pull some bass out of here tonight. That's a fish. Hell yeah. It's a little pike. The littlest pike ever. That's funny. I thought he hit weird. Oh wait, that might be a pickerel. That is a pickerel. I might have to measure this one because I think that's a pickerel. That's a pickerel. So we are actually gonna put this fish on the board because this counts as a different species for my multi-species tournament. All right guys, little pickerel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a pickerel, isn't it? That's it, we're done. This place is getting the X. Wilson Reservoir seems like a really cool place to have a camp. It seems like a place that may be really good in the summertime, but it's not in the fall. This place is going to get vetoed. Passcog is kind of on the tentative list. We have to see how tomorrow goes. I figured out a pattern. They really like square bills. They really like moving reaction, and I kind of figured that was going to be the case with the water temps. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to go to Smith Sales and Keach Pond. We're going to break those 2 bodies of water down. I'm really hoping that I find out more information, that I find some bigger bass, I find some better pattern over there, because if I can, that's where I'm going to end up finishing the tournament. If not, I'm going to have to make a big decision between Passcog and those 2 other bodies of water. But this one's officially off the list. But I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. I really appreciate everyone who's taken time to watch this series. I know the year is kind of wrapping up. There's a lot of non-fishing going on for a lot of you, because if you're up where I live, it's November and there's no fishing. There's a good chance you might even be ice fishing by the time this video releases. Next episode, we're going to break down those last 2 bodies of water, and then I'm going to give you an overall review of my practice, tell you what my strategy is for the championship. The following episode after that will be the championship, and we're going to see how I do and see if I can come home with that W.